So for my next video, I thought I'd share what I do when I get a new watch that has a bracelet and my wrist gets a bit chafed. It seems that when I get a new metal bracelet these days, that the milling or the cutting out of the metal is so precise that there's probably little micro burrs, or the metal is so sharp on the sides that it chafes my skin. And I'm going to show you what I do to make it super comfy. So ever since I've had my old Planet Ocean 2500C, the coaxial, the 45.5 millimeter one, the back had a medallion engraving, and that medallion engraving really hurt. And all the hair around my wrist was cut or shaven off, and it was red. And so I came up with this. Now, this is the least risky way of doing it. It's just a polishing cloth that my wife bought from some jewelry store a long time ago, and I think it was called Freya, but it has some sort of polishing compound infused in it. It's not just like one of these other cloths that have nothing. I think this side has something in it. You can see I've got quite a few different cloths, but the one that I found that works the best is this Freya one that has some sort of polishing compound infused in it. And with the Planet Ocean, I remember at work carrying this with me and just rubbing the back of the watch, always. All the angles. You want to basically take off any burrs that you can. And this is like tiny little sharp pieces of metal, or maybe it's just the angle, the 90-degree angle that everything's cut at. But with my Planet Ocean, I honestly spent 4 days on and off for 20 minutes a day in my free time. And so this is your least risky one. It's not going to really scratch anything or mar the watch in any way, mar the condition of the watch. So if you just do that for a long time, it should take care of what's ailing you. But I like to do things a little bit stronger. And I've talked about these in previous videos. And this is just a nail file that you can buy from Walmart or some sort of supermarket. And they're nice because you can cut them into little pieces, and they're foam on the inside, and they have about 7 different sides. So today I was thinking I would use side 5. Side 2 is much too gritty, and I've tried side 4 or something like this. And then I'm putting a 45-degree angle on the bracelet, on the links, and I'm trying to move the link around so I get the full range of its motion. So just do the opposite side. And it doesn't really affect the polished part of the bracelet on this side. By the way, I think in another video I'm going to brush all the polished components, including the little grippers here, in another video. But let me know in the comments below if you think that I should. Maybe I should just keep the look all polished all the way throughout. But it really flashes in your eyes a lot, I find. So I'm not a fan of polished because the brushed you can easily maintain by doing stuff like this. So not only the bracelet, but I would say in the case as well. So just gently take off any sort of hard edge that could get your skin irritated. Now a couple more things. This is Scotch-Brite, just a scour pad, bought from the supermarket as well. And I usually just cut a little piece off. And I keep it in a bag to keep it out of the rest of my stuff. And then for this, same thing. You can do this. But more importantly, after the first 2 steps, if you've tried this and it's not good enough, and then you've tried the scouring pad and it's still not good enough, it could be the links in between, the middle links. So in that case, I would just go like this and keep it in one direction. I have another video of how to refinish a watch bracelet, and as long as you keep this going in the same direction, you can never really tell. And so again, you're wanting to get all the different angles, but this, where the polish is, you want to be gentle. And finally, this is a handy little tool. Again, it's a nail file and it's glass, but it has some sort of emery board type effect on it. And it's pointed. That's why I bought it, because of the pointed factor. So I find also in where the holes are for the watch case opener to open the case back, in those little holes, the metal in those are also very sharp and grab my skin. So what I do is I take this and just gently touch the metal. And I just touch it, that's all I really do. But you don't try and push too hard on the case back, where you can maybe change the way the brush is looking, because it's more of a, maybe a sunburst pattern rather than a straight pattern. But you want to get all these different little cutouts. All the metallic cutouts are so precise and probably not buffed after they're machined, and then you wash it off. Because this does leave a little bit of silt or something, there is some sort of physical grip there that I can feel. But the first step is to start with polishing. And if that doesn't work, I just start with this step anyways. Go to this, and then take your scouring pad and just go in the same direction on the bracelet and gently on the back. If you need to get into the nooks and crannies, this is a good tool. And then if you want, you can go back to this at the end and sort of reduce the overall appearance of the scratches that you just made. This makes, you can see the lines somewhat. So if you just take this and polish it afterwards, it makes it look wonderful. So good luck. And just as a quick update, here I am doing the crown. You can see that each individual fluted piece might have a little bit of sharp edge on it, especially on the wrist side, the skin side. So here I'm just carefully following the groove pattern and hoping to remove any sort of imperfection in the metal that might chafe my wrist. So good luck.